Well, good morning. It is Sunday morning. It's actually a somewhat nice day. This is the second start to this video, by the way, because originally I was going to have y'all watch the bird feeder, watch nature as I worked on this. I decided, you know, a lot of people would be bored by that. So, y'all can watch me fix the cord here. I'll use the nature footage for nature video. So, I'm repairing an extension cord to go to the shop shed. It just needed a new end put on it. Well, not new, but usable for me, for what I'm doing. Set my length. Take my nice stripping tool here. Set my length on it. Just insert to the length, and I think this will work. I don't know if this one will work or not. I may have to get my other stripper out. Hey, look at there. It worked. A little twist, a little tug. Insulation comes off. Perfect wire to put in the receptacle there. Let's do that twice more. Uh-oh, didn't like it. Come on, baby. Uh-oh. These strippers are second-hand. It does not want to strip that. Okay. We're going old school. Make sure I get the right pair here. We're going old school. Old school still works. Worked on the ground wire. I don't know why it wouldn't work on that one. These Nippics are actually designed for, it says it'll do up to 10. It likes the smaller wires. It does. It's slipping on. Plus, like I said, this pair is getting a little long in the tooth. That got it. Alright. This wire could be in a little better shape, but it will do. My receptacle could be in a little better shape as well. That's what happens when you're recycling. And I'm hoping this works correctly. Works well and doesn't decide to give up the old magic pixies. We don't want to let the magic smoke out. That'd be a bad thing. We also don't want the angry pixies running wild. That too would be a bad thing. Come on now. Don't fray on me. Should have inserted all these at once. I know I should have. But the neutral leg was being special. Where'd my screwdriver go? There it is. problem with this cable end here is whoever had it prior to me had put too large a cable in it. And the receptacle did not like that. It was upset. Do I think it will? Uh-oh, that's not good. See, I don't know if y'all can see. See that little wire hanging out there? That ought not be hanging out like that. That's a short waiting to happen. My flush cutters here, and we'll just trim that little flyaway hair away. Good to go. Now, unlike a lot of those shade trees, and even a few so-called professionals, I have a habit of double and triple checking my work, because I also have a bad habit of screwing things up. Sometimes on a monumental scale. To say that that is uncomfortable might be an understatement of sorts. This whole housing is cracked. You know, a lot of people would say, well, you should throw it away and get a new one. Well and good. If A, I'm near somewhere where I can get a new one, and B, is something critical that really requires new stuff, this A is not going to be seeing any heavy service. It's going to run some lights. It's going to be inside the tent, so it's not going to be truly exposed to the weather. At least that's the intention. Well, I need to buy a new screwdriver bit set. These are getting pretty beat up. Had this set, it's been a good set. It's Cobalt, Lowe's brand. Had this set for some time. Been a good set. Yeah, I see something else that might be an issue. Might be an issue. Oh no. Alright. Just a little corrosion in there. That a little working back and forth plug should cure that. As I was saying, previous person who did this had put too large cable in it. Thing was upset. I know purists out there would be like, well, you need to go buy a new outlet then, because that one's damaged. That's all well and good, Mr. Warbucks there. That presupposes three things. Or at least two. One, that I got time to go get it. Two, that there's someplace nearby to get it. And three, that I got the extra ducats to get it. Now, I'm not saying I don't have the ducats to be able to get it, because I'm sure I do. I'm going to redo this end too. I don't like it. Alright, that end's good. While we're doing, let's rework this one a little bit. Ouch. I could totally... Okay, you are not making me happy. I could totally have the money to go out and buy new ends. I'm sorry if I was raised to be frugal. Money and parts don't grow on trees. Our world has become too much of a throwaway society. Something breaks, throw it away, buy a new one. I say bullpucky on that. If it breaks, your first option should be try to fix it. If you don't have the knowledge or ability, find someone who does. I'm also a huge proponent of right to repair. Something manufacturers hate. Way back in history, when I was growing up, i.e. the 70s, you know, pretty much up until like mid-70s, I'd say. Maybe early 70s, but some of you older folks out there will know what I'm talking about. Companies used to manufacture things to last. You had companies like Sears, Montgomery Ward, even J.C. Penney back then. They didn't look, also, you know, your big appliance companies like Maytag, Whirlpool, things like that. Their business model was not making money off of the appliance itself, per se. I mean, granted, they made money off selling the appliance. But their big money was in the repair parts industry. Because all their parts were pretty much in-house. And they would sell authorized service parts to authorized service dealers. Let me grab a towel or rag here. As I was saying, they sell authorized service parts to authorized service dealers. Authorized repairmen, and you can find those all over. Just about anyone can be an authorized repairman. Basically, register with the company, buy your parts from them. They would even, heaven forbid, they would even sell ordinary people like you and me parts. Because parts was where they made their money. And they knew it. Well, you got the next generation in there. They wanted their money right now. They didn't want to wait. They want it right now. So, they quit making repair parts. They source their parts on the cheap from China. Typically. Which, as a result, they stopped selling repair parts. They made their units to where they were not user serviceable, as they like to put it. Which also meant that, for the most part, they weren't serviceable at all. You couldn't get repair parts. They just didn't offer them no more. They want no one working on nothing. Because they wanted to sell you a new machine. They didn't want their money a nickel here, a dime there. Oh no, they wanted their money all up front right now. $300 right now, I want it. $1,000 right now, I want it. They demanded their money right up front, right now. We ain't waiting to sell a dozen units at $5 when we can sell one unit at $500? Well, as a natural result of that, quality went in the shitter. Pardon my French. They no longer manufactured quality items. Because they realized, well, we sell something that's going to last for 40 years, well, it'll be 40 years before they buy another one. So then they started what they call planned obsolescence. Now, I don't remember which way this went. It looks like the gold one there. Should be the black. Oh. Should go like this, I think. I cut these too long. No, I did not. I just don't want to go in. This cord's been sitting outdoors for a bit, so I'm having to work around a little bit of crud. Oh, for the love of Hot Pockets. I never can remember off the top of my head. So I know that's the white. So, yep, it's like that. I knew that's the white because it's the one that was corroded. Fasten those two down. That's what I thought. This one's silver, which is white. The other one's gold, which is black. I'm getting better at remembering it. Trick is, remember, 99% of fittings, electrical fittings, will have a silver screw and a gold screw. Silver screw is your white wire, gold screw is your black wire. And green is your ground. Even now, when I know I could afford to go out and buy brand new plugs and receptacles, I still tend to do my best make this go together. This, or that makes more sense. Okay. Tend to do my best to reuse whenever possible. One, it's a good skill to have. Some of you may remember way back in 2020, ain't way back for me, but for some of you it might be, when we had this little thing called a pandemic. Had all kinds of supply issues. We couldn't get nothing because no one was allowed to work. Well, what y'all gonna do if we're in that kind of situation? You need an extension cord, and well, you go to the store and they ain't got nothing. They ain't got no cords. Ain't got no receptacles. You got 3 broken ones laying out there in your yard. Can't replace them. Guess you're going to learn how to fix them, ain't you? I'm a firm believer in a degree of self-sufficiency. You should know how to fix the things you use, as well as how to properly use the things you fix. Because not just knowing how to fix it, but knowing how to properly use it is a thing. See, I'm repairing this extension cord. Now I know it's slightly degraded. I know that because I fixed it. I'm not going to take this thing out and try to run a freaking furnace on it. Well, 1, it was never rated for that anyway. And 2, I'm not an idiot. I'm not an idiot. Might talk like one sometimes, but I ain't. And there's lots of educated idiots out there too. They'll be like, well, the book says this, the book says that. The book don't mean squat when you're out in the middle of the woods and your car's broke down. Don't care what the book says about it. What can you do to make it work? How can you make it go? Them's the important things. Book learning's all well and good. I'm not putting it down. Book learning's important. I have some of it myself. Not a lot, mind you, but enough. Book learning is important. Life learning is also important. See if I can adjust this camera a little bit. Because I think this is going to get broken to a 2-part video because we're already up to 20 minutes. Life learning is important. Learning how to repair stuff. Learning how to recognize when something's about to break. Learn know how to properly use what you have. Learn how to tell when maybe you can use something for something besides what the book says you can use it for, but it might work just as well. Knowing when it's time to fix something and when it's time to say I give up and go to the store and buy something to replace it. That's life learning. We should all do a bit of it. Anyway, this video is getting long. The longer the video, the longer it takes to edit and upload. So I'm going to end this one here and say, for right now, thank you for joining me. Grumpy old redneck saying, y'all be safe.